The way that they're pushing this omnibus bill is absolutely disgusting, and the average American isn't paying attention. It's, the holidays, people are getting excited for time off to spend with their family, and the way they push these bills through should be illegal. To make a bill that's $1.7 trillion that doesn't benefit America at all, they shouldn't even. It doesn't benefit America at all. Like, Congress and the Senate being open doesn't benefit America like at all anymore. It's completely corrupt. All they do is spend money. That's all they do. All they do is siphon the wealth of the dollar, and most Americans don't see this. I'm not no economic expert or financial expert by any means. I just have like a general understanding of things, and some of the things I say might be somewhat incorrect. Um, but they rhyme with the truth. Um, so they come out with this 1.7 trillion dollar spending bill. Meanwhile, we got interest rates by the Fed. They keep on raising interest rates, um, causing people not to want to buy things in our economy because it takes it you taking on debt is more expensive, and then they're gonna keep inflation keep inflation going by passing this bill. Um, so I guess we're just gonna go stagflation, and like I think we're gonna go hyperinflation. I think they're gonna hyperinflate America's currency out of existence. That's what they're doing, and most people think that everything's fine. They're going on with their daily lives like nothing's happening. They don't care. Most Americans, and this is what they bank on, are enamored by shiny objects. Um, I'm paying attention to the Kardashians, or I'm paying attention to the 49ers, or I'm paying attention to um, Top Gun 2, or whatever. Whatever the new thing is. Whatever to keep me distracted from reality. And I have no problem being distracted from reality, but like it's good to know what the hell's going on and what's happening to you. I keep on hearing people say you should be thankful for what you have, and I am thankful for what I have. I am thankful that I have running water. I can take a shower every day, and it's warm water. It's not cold water. I'm thankful I have a toilet. I'm thankful and I can flush the excrement. I'm thankful that I have food. I'm thankful that I have warmth. It's below 6 degrees out right now, and with the wind chill, it's probably below 20. I'm thankful I have warmth. I'm thankful my kid has warmth. I'm thankful that I have my health. I'm thankful for these things. I'm thankful I have a job. I'm thankful I can pay my bills. But the problem is I mean, I see what's coming, okay? I see what's coming. And people who say like you should be grateful you're in America, like listen, you're obviously not paying attention, and you don't see what's potentially down the road. All you're looking at is in front of you right now. You're not seeing um, the extraction of wealth. And a lot of these people have a lot of money themselves, and they're looking down on people like me. We are the ones working our asses off, man. We're the ones that keep this thing going. Um, People at the top are basically parasites. They take risks. Definitely take risks. But if they take a calculated risk, they could just like siphon from that, like like investors. These people that are investing, they're taking a risk, especially if it's like a highly risky thing that they don't know. But for instance, if somebody was, if a group of people, this is what they always do with musicians, was to invest in me, right? They're like, okay, we're going to pay you $100,000 this year. We want you to not work. We just want you to get your body in the best shape you possibly can. We want you to continue writing songs. We want you to get better at guitar. We want you to get better with making videos and spending time to do this, and instead of working, well, spending your time working a regular job. So now I have all this extra time. They've invested in me, but when I sign that contract, and their money gets paid back because, you know, maybe I come out with the album, maybe I start getting clout on here, um, and like I improve myself, and they start pushing my music, right? They start marketing my music, and I start going on tours or whatever. And that's what they want me to do: become a better musician this whole year. Take a year to just become really good at guitar, work with other people. They got a band, help me stand up a band, and you know, they want me to tour. They want me to do all this, so I need time to do that. Um, it takes time to make an album. It's really hard to be touring everywhere or working and making an album. Um, so they invest in me. They get their they get their money back, and then they get some, but they continue to get money off of me depending on the contract I sign. Well, if you invest in a company like Ford or whatever, or Tesla, and you get derivatives, you're invested in that company. What and by being invested, you get money every month, and depending on how much money you have invested in that company, that means you get more money back. So they reward you more if you are highly invested. So if I was like $1 million, if I had an extra $1 million and I invested in a company, you know, I would get a certain percentage of that in derivatives every quarter. I think it's every quarter, every 3 months. Um, so this is how these rich people make money. They don't have to. They have um, their investments. They basically got free money coming in all the time. Um, so once you get to that point of being rich, as long as you make good investments, you're golden because you got money that's coming in, and then you can do different things like where I can't explain it very well. Where you can have like an LLC, and then you can do certain things with taxes, and kind of avoid paying fucking taxes. Um, where like you're kind of like, I don't have an LLC, and I'm not 100%. Somebody else probably correct me because I'm not super intelligent, but some people kind of blend their personal and business lives together so they can benefit. So, you know, maybe you have a business and you need a I'm not a tax person, man. So like I said, I could be wrong, but um this is from what I hear. My business needs a computer, so I buy a computer for my business and I write it off in my taxes. Well, I can use if it's just like me and another person, well, I can use that computer for like I bought it from the company, but I can use it too. Like I can benefit off of it personally. Like they're not gonna sit there and monitor. Like the only thing I'm doing is business transactions or whatever. Like I can be like looking on YouTube, like it's mine now, basically. And this is how these rich people get ahead. They cut corners and shit. And the average person don't have the ability to do these things. Um, and I understand why there's like loopholes for these businesses, so like they can actually profit and exist. I get some of it, you know, but it makes it really hard for the average person to do that, especially like when you're competing. What am I gonna do? Like, okay, it's like, am I gonna compete with Walmart? Am I gonna compete with Amazon? It's like I'm in Little League baseball. And I'm gonna compete with the Mets. You know what I mean? It's just stupid. Like it's if you're trying to start a business, you got to do everything. You got to do the book work. You got to do the accounting. You got to do, if you have employees, you have to uh, have a good social skills with them. You're going to have to do taxes. You're going to have to um, um, do audits of your own company, like supplies. You have to order supplies. You have to ship supplies. You have to keep track of things. It's a lot of work. Um, so for an average person to start one out, it's and for it to succeed is highly unlikely. I think it takes a lot of luck in this climate for somebody to start a business, because look what you're competing with, man. Like everything is pretty much, unless you have like something that's like an innovative thing that you've created, like a, I don't know, like something like really crazy that's awesome. Like if I was to create a gaming system that's so much superior than anything else that's out here, or whatever, something that's just like, it just leaps so much forward, and it's like everything is like, so many ideas have already been thought up, it seems like, and it's hard to think of a new ideas and make those into reality. I can come up with ideas, but I have no mechanical skills to make it into reality. Um, and then you have to compete with the big dogs, like, and they're trying to, and you see what they did to small businesses during the lockdown. Like they would keep the big businesses open, but then they would shut the small businesses, which absolutely made no sense because you would funnel. Some of these companies were open for 24 hours before, but now they shut them down to like 12 hours when they did the lockdowns, and then they wanted everybody to come in and out of one entrance, and then they shut down all the small businesses. So instead of like spreading people out, they concentrated people to one spot. Like it just didn't make any sense if they're trying to avoid people from spreading a disease. It just baffled me. um it's like they wanted it to spread. um but like, what people don't understand is, um we're being robbed, and you're not seeing it. You're not seeing somebody break into your house and steal like your valuables. You're not seeing that. It's being done behind your back. It's being done in secret. It's being done behind the curtain. Um, you're not even like, when this bill passes, you're not even gonna feel it right away. You'd probably forget about it, but then in like 6 months, when inflation starts ramping up, and like, inflation is not going away. Maybe it's gone down a little bit. You know, it was 9%. Now it's like 7. And if it goes down to 5, but it's still inflation, it's not like um, down to what it was before. So it's still going up. It's just lower this year than it was last year, barely. There's no like leveling off of prices. Gas prices went down. I'm kind of confused about that. Um, but because I thought they were going to skyrocket after the midterms. But this bill, like I was trying to say before, is like, it's not like they took the $1.7 trillion and just invested it into America. invested into rebuilding our cities and all the bridges and infrastructure and making things better here, and security and the border. No, we're actually like in this bill we're actually funding other people's borders, protecting their borders. Why? Why are we protecting? Like, why are we still protecting South Korea's border? Like that war was a long time ago. At some point, don't they have to, like, since they're prosperous, they can't, you know, at least pay us to be security? Like, why do we have? Okay, so I'm not sure if that's true. Maybe they are paying. I'm not sure. But if we're like funding other people's borders and we're just leaving ours open, like, what do you think's coming? What do you think is coming? How is this sustainable? Um, what I think they're doing is they're trying to intentionally destroy the dollar, and why I think they're trying to destroy the dollar, because it's pretty much destroyed anyway, and people think it's like so strong. Well, obviously there's, well, most people probably ain't paying attention, but there's other countries like China and Russia who are, I think it's called BRICS. Yeah, I've talked about this before, where they're trying to make the world reserve currency, and if you get enough countries that get together, they can do it. There's no and destroy it. If they do that and our currency doesn't become the world reserve currency anymore, we're doomed. We are doomed. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. Um, they realize, like, America is so far in debt that we will never be able to pay that off. There's all these baby boomers that are about to retire, and they're going to be collecting Social Security. That's more stress. That's more like you don't have enough people to replace them, so they're going to try to bring in people from other countries, and um, they might not be as qualified to do like jobs. So what happens is, I'm not saying that they can't get qualified, but it's going to take some time. Like, you might start, the roads might get really unsafe, since there's like a trucker shortage, and they say the turnover rate is so high, they might start like not regulating as much, just kind of like, it might get so bad that there's such a shortage of truckers that they could just be like, just go ahead and start driving it. And you barely have any experience. Maybe you paid somebody to give you the LLC in a different country, and they're like, yeah, I got an LLC over here, and then you come over here, and they're not really safe drivers. Like, it's kind of like, um, you got a company and you got all these workers who are really experienced, and you rely on them to produce things for you, right? And they have um, the tribal experience, uh, and if they go, there's massive holes, and maybe they're specialized in different things, how to make different things. Well, if they don't train somebody to make those and nobody knows how to make it, you have to try to figure it out. And it's, if you got a demand for that product and you can't make it, and you don't have anyone qualified to make that product's gonna go bye bye. And not only is the customer gonna be missing out, but so is the employer. And this is where a lot of them, you're gonna see a lot of companies go unders, because they're not, they don't appreciate the workers they already have. That's what it is. They don't appreciate um the people. they take people for granted. They take people who know the skills, and they think it's easily replaced. Like some of this stuff is really really complex, and you can't just get somebody in there to push a couple buttons and produce something. It takes a lot of know-how. It takes a lot of measuring. It takes a lot of understanding different diagrams or whatever. Maybe having to like fix a machine yourself. If you have a machine and you don't know, you don't have anyone to fix it, that machine's down. Um, so and it's getting worse and worse, especially when the baby boomers retire. And I don't think they're gonna retire anytime soon. I just don't. I don't think that they. I think they're feeling it. I think they're feeling things, and I think they're really worried. For somebody like me, I'm not gonna get Social Security. That's another thing. Is like Social Security is supposed to run out in 2034. Medicare is supposed to run out in like 2026 or 2028, and most people don't know this or they don't pay attention. Um, this is why I think they're trying to get rid of the American dollar, and the American dollar is a piece of shit anyway. It's the Federal Reserve. It's a private institute. It's a private bank that are causing all the damn problems. Um, we should just have our own damn currency. Um, and you get these politicians. They had Zelensky there. They're all like kissing his ass and like waving Ukraine flags. These politicians are so corrupt, so corrupt. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. It's not right versus left anymore. It's, are you for freedom or are you fucking for the establishment? Are you for stealing? Like, why do these people like in the FBI are involved in this too? Like, they ain't doing shit. We need internal investigations. That's what we need on all of these fucking um all these people. All these people need to be investigated. And then if they're found guilty, send their ass to Ukraine. They love that place so much. Send them over there. Um, you know, I am not for the backing of Ukraine, and I'm sorry, like to the people who live in Ukraine and are suffering because of war. I really, I empathize with you. I don't understand how. Maybe soon I'll understand how you feel, but um, that's really unfortunate that happened. And the soldiers that don't want to fight, or people that don't want to fight and they're forced to fight, like like I, I, my heart goes out to them people, man. I feel bad for them people. War is stupid. I hate war. I hate it. These people should, like Putin and like these people who are high up, like our damn fucking. It's usually old rich people who are trying to make the rest of the population go to fight their battles for them when they should be fighting a death match. Like it should be Zelensky, whatever the fuck his name is, versus Putin, fight to the death. Um, it's just dumb. It's so uncivilized. We're just gonna fund all these tanks and these like 19th century like war bullshit when we should just be like more civilized. It's like we're getting more uncivilized. Um, yeah, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that the average person's not paying attention or they don't care. And I'm getting to the point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. I like to watch Tim Cast every night or listen to him, and I get a lot of information. And I'm kind of getting to the point where I just, it seems pointless. Like I need to focus on other things. Like what? It's not like I have a platform really. I appreciate the people who listen to my content. I appreciate people who watch some of my shorts that I try to make that are funny. or anyone that listens to my music, like, I appreciate that. But it's not like I got a huge platform. It's not like I got hundreds of thousands of people listening to me on this content, or a bunch of people listening to my music, or you know, yeah, I'm like, I don't have a huge platform, so it's kind of pointless for me to pay attention anymore. Like, it's going down, and most people aren't going to do anything about it. So we're just, because people are comfortable. And by the time they're uncomfortable, like, there's no turning back. There's no correcting the problem. People are just like, oh, everything's good, everything's normal. There's this normalcy bias. Everything's fine. It's going to always be like this. And I think, and that's, a lot of people are going to suffer. They don't, we're going to see what happened in Venezuela happen here, on a major scale. And that's what they want. Uh, anybody, this whole like taking our guns away. I don't want to hear any more arguments about taking our guns away. Anyone that says take my gun away or whatever, fuck you. We just, and especially if these people who want to take the guns away or whatever, they supported that Brittany Griner trade. So you just traded somebody who is a huge gun dealer, who was a huge gun dealer, and sentenced to 25 years here in American prison for dealing guns and quote unquote being a terrorist, um, for checking boxes. You traded for that. Um, and you want to continue to send money to Ukraine and backing Ukraine with guns. So don't come to me and tell me you're going to try to take my gun or talk about gun control or any of that bullshit when you fucking did that shit. You can kiss my ass. Um, you know, if the FBI comes and knocks on my door, like, I'm not gonna be guns a blazing. Like, they're obviously gonna, you know, do their thing to me. But for like, if they was to try to do that with everybody, it would not work out well for them. The mass population, and they know this because they would have already done it. They want to take our guns. They want us disarmed, and it's the same thing that Hitler did to the Jews. It's the same thing. Um, a well-armed society is a polite society, and you're gonna have screwballs, crazy people. Whether um, you have gun control or not, you're still gonna have people do stupid shit. But at least people will be able to defend themselves against these people. Because if you take away all the good people's guns, who, I'm a good person, um, I practice gun safety, and I would only use a gun on another human for self-defense, and that is it. That is it. And I hope I never have to come to that point. I'm praying I don't have to come to that point. I don't ever want to be in that situation where I feel like I have to take another human's life to protect me and my family. That's the only reason I have it. That's the only reason. And a lot of people who are gun owners are law-abiding citizens. Um, and yeah, it's people. Yeah, I don't know, man. People focus on the dumbest shit. Like, it's the media. It's the media. The media. It's the media. It's all propaganda, man. It's all propaganda.